Dear students, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Arafat from FEI Higher Secondary Naugam. I am with chapter number 6. Chapter is Improvement in Food Resources. And now in this chapter, my topic is about the plant nutrients, or it is the biology 9th standard. Now, plant nutrients. Plants need the nutrients huge in quantity, less in quantity for their growth and development. In bringing their metabolic activities in them, they essentially need these nutrients. As we know that we talk about ourselves, that we need carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, minerals to maintain our overall their metabolic activities, to maintain our body system, body growth, and to get energy. In the same way, plants are living. They are the living beings. They also need the nutrients. These nutrients they need in huge in quantity or less in quantity. That means fraction in state and bulk in state. तो हम उस न्यूट्रेंट्स को फिर आगे कैटेगराइज करते हैं into the two. One is the macronutrients, other is the micronutrients. Both the nutrients are essentially needed by the plants for their growth and development and to maintain their life cycle. Now let us understand about the plant nutrients. जो plant nutrient जो होते हैं, plant nutrients, these plant nutrients plant needs in the soil. Some nutrients they obtain in the water, some they obtain in the air. As is the example of the nitrogen, it is the some are in the dissolved in state, as you know, the calcium. In the soil it is available, as you can see. Also in the water, also in the air, they obtain this nutrient carbon in the form of carbon dioxide, and it obtain the nitrogen into the nitrogen gas. In the water, in dissolved in state, they are the phosphorus. We can see that in the soil is the they need the silicon, in the iron, as we talk about the potassium. They need these nutrients. Magnesium they obtain in the magnesium. They obtain these nutrients. That means in every part of the earth they obtain these nutrients, and these nutrients are essential for their growth and development. Therefore, these plant nutrients they are essential for their growth and development. Growth and development, and also maintaining metabolic activities in them. Therefore, if I talk about them, that these elements on the basis of how much they need is these in quantity, and how quantity these plant nutrients can be categorized into. One is the macronutrients, other is the micronutrients. The plants need this essentially and regularly rose in for their growth and development, especially they need them for their growth of body parts, repairing of body parts, growth and डेवलपमेंट के लिए इनको चाहिए। तो अगर हम इनकी बात हम कर लेंगे, माइक्रो न्यूट्रेंट्स दे आर occasionally needed by plants and maintain usually the maintenance metabolic activities in different parts in bodies. तो और भी चीज इसमें है मैक्रो का मतलब ही होता है, इट रेफर्स हियर मैक्रो लार्जर इन क्वांटिटी। यहाँ अगर हम माइक्रो की बात हम कर लेंगे, माइक्रो स्मॉलर इन smaller in quantity. That means these are needed by plants huge in quantity. That means I can say here the greater than the 1 milligram per gram of dry matter of plant. अगर हम डोज की बात हम कर लेंगे तो if we talk about this, they need less than one they need these micronutrients, that is less than 1 milligram per gram of dry weight of dry matter of plant. If we take the dry matter of plant grams in gram and then कितना उसमें ये amount होना चाहे, that should be less than the 1 milligram. That means traces in amount, it is needed in traces in amount, fractional in amount, they are needed by the plants as vitamins and minerals are needed by us in traces in amount, fractions in amount. Likewise the micronutrients are needed by plants traces in amount, small in amount, that they should be greater than the ज़्यादा मिलीग्राम से ज़्यादा होना चाहे per gram of dry weight of plants. Therefore that is the macronutrient. अगर हम बात कर लेंगे macronutrients, plants are mostly dependent on macronutrients rather than the micronutrient. They are also needed by occasionally, by timely they are needed by the plants. अगर हम बात कर लेंगे nitrogen is a macronutrient needed by potassium, phosphorus, calcium. These are needed by plants. Hydrogen, copper, oxygen. Then is the here the phosphorus is sulfur. They are needed by the plants. Magnesium, that I call magnesium, calcium, etc. That micronutrients which are needed by plants are total is the 32 number, I think 32 in number, or 30 to 40 plant nutrients are 32 and 16 are the macro, and their number is 7 or 8 or in number they are needed. The micronutrients which are needed by plant in traces in amount, that is the iron, that is the zinc, that is the manganese, that is the iodine, that is the boron. They are the needed by the plants traces in amount, that means small in quantities. That is the chlorine, also they need the chlorine traces in amount. These are known as the macronutrients, these are known as the micronutrients, these are known as the macronutrients. They require the plants regularly and huge in state, huge in quantity, less in quantity, that means traces in amount, but both are called the plant nutrients, and these are essential for the maintaining the process, for maintaining the metabolic activities, their life cycle, their growth and development. Therefore we can bring the improvement when our soil is rich in nutrients and having these nutrients, then there is the improvement in food resources, when there is improvement in the crop varieties. Then we can say about them the essential in the macronutrients की बात हम करेंगे. ज़्यादा essential जो nutrient है nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus, calcium, magnesium, sulfur, oxygen, they are mostly needed. इसमें लगभग 16 में से 13 most importantly needed by plants for their growth and development. Dear students, now I talk about the manuring. What is manuring? We add the manure and fertilizers to the fields in order to have the presence of these nutrients. Manuring क्या होता है? Manuring क्या होता है? Manuring क्या होता है? Addition of manure. Addition of manure. Addition of manure to the crop fields. It is the organic it is the organic matter which is decomposed and rich in nutrients. अभी बात चल रही थी न्यूट्रेंट्स के बारे में. अब क्या है मैन्यूरिंग? मैन्यूरिंग just means the addition of manure to the crop fields. And what is manure? It is the organic matter which is decomposed in state, and it of course is rich in nutrients. तो जो manure है, it when there is the addition of manure to that, it brings the fertility in the soil. Then soil, when their soil is fertile, they have fertility, that means it is very rich, it is available with different nutrients. And then there is the crop growth. Then there is a possible crop cultivation because of the manuring. Means add. Then we add the manure. Manure is the organic matter, decomposed organic matter of plants and animals, and we dump it on the soil surfaces. We first decompose it by the decomposers. Then there is a free nutrients available in this decomposed matter. Then there is a free nutrients. These free nutrients are then uptake by the plants. Uptaking by crops, by plants for their growth and development. Therefore, जो manure है, it does not cause any pollution to the soil. It is beneficial if it is a less process. It is a slow processing in to make the available of the nutrients to the soil. But we should give emphasis towards the manuring, addition of manure, and it have least chance of causing the soil pollution. It causes least soil pollution. And although it is slow process to maintain slow process of making availability of nutrients, ability of nutrients. But we should give the sufficient time. It takes the sufficient time in the decomposition, but it makes the soil fertile. It provides the manure provides the nutrients like the nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, खासतौर NPK हमें crop को मिलता है, which is essentially needed. And also by the manuring we get the topmost priority soil, that is it. Humus is the partly decomposed organic matter. It maintains the soil profile. It maintains the soil profile, soil conservation, and it prevents the soil erosion, and it retains the soil moisture. इसकी क्या खासियत है? देखिए बेटा, खासियत ये है, if it is a partly decomposed organic matter, हाँ ये तो है ही, but also it maintains, it is one of the component, it is one of the horizontal layer in the soil profile, that is topmost layer of soil, it humus organic layer, and it also prevents the soil erosion, and retains the soil moisture, and also increases the soil temperature, which is essential for the seed germination के लिए ये feasible है, याद रखिए importance. Now if we have no available, किसान भाई हमेशा जल्द में होता है, तो there is a less chance of manuring practice. Then these days we rely on the fertilizers. What is fertilizer? These are the chemical inorganic substances which are made in factories or industries, manufacturing areas, industries, in artificial way, artificial way में हम इसको बनाते हैं and make that readily available, जल्दी हम इसको available कराते हैं, readily available किसमें? Readily available in the market, then readily available in the soil. जो fertilizers है, it causes the, here besides it causes the soil pollution, it might increase the acidic nature या basic nature या saline nature, salty in state. तो तीन चीजें ये क्रिएट कर सकता है. By have excessive use of fertilizers, there is the negative impactations on the soil pollution, acidic nature, it causes a basic nature, salinity in the soil, and it is a chemical inorganic substance. Although it makes the readily available of nutrients in the soil, it makes the quick availability of soil, quick availability of nutrients, and these nutrients are directly they are directly taken by crops for their growth and development. इसमें कोई शक नहीं है. Fertilizers, and these fertilizers are chemical substances which dissolves in the soil, quickly dissolve होता है, quickly dissolve in the soil and are soluble in and remain soluble in water, then they are taken by the plants for their growth and development. Now we have three types of fertilizers. One is the nitrogenous fertilizers. We have then three types of fertilizers. Also the fertilizers make availability of nutrients to the plants for their growth, and now there is also some negative impact that it makes the soil hardness create करता है, और chemical properties, physical और chemical properties of the soil को भी बिगाड़ देता है. If we have excessive use of chemical fertilizers, they are prepared by the industry factors, man-made industries, or chemically synthesized. We have one of the nitrogenous fertilizers. They are rich in the nitrates. जैसे कि हम एग्जाम्पल दे देते हैं, अमोनियम सल्फेट, अमोनियम, इसमें एग्जाम्पल आएंगे। ये नाइट्रोजन प्रोवाइड करता है, एक मैक्रो न्यूट्रेंट है अमोनियम सल्फेट, ये नाइट्रोजनस। और दूसरा है अमोनियम नाइट्रेट है, क्योंकि नाइट्रेट में ही नाइट्रोजन होता है। और भी एग्जाम्पल है सोडियम नाइट्रेट, then is the urea, it is also there. These are known as the nitrogenous fertilizers. Other is the example of, these are the nitrogenous fertilizers. Other kind of fertilizer is the second, that is the phosphatic fertilizers. These are the phosphatic fertilizers. Example, they provide the phosphorus to the soil. It is also a macronutrient to the soil. It provides to the soil phosphorus, that is the P, phosphorus. It is also needed by the plants, and is the example of superphosphate. ये आती है हमें खाद superphosphate. Examples. No. Then is the superphosphates. Then is the calcium dihydrogen phosphate. तो इसमें फॉस्फेट है यकीनन, तो इसमें क्या होगा, फास्फोरस। ये तो अनदर इज द अमोनियम फॉस्फेट। बेटा अमोनियम phosphate, it is also rich in phosphorus. Another is the ammonium hydrogen phosphate. Ammonium hydrogen phosphate. These are all the chemical fertilizers, as the specific name are superphosphates, calcium dihydrogen phosphate, ammonium phosphate, ammonium hydrogen phosphate. They provide the phosphorus. They make the soil rich in phosphorus. They are essentially needed. This type of fertilizers for the plants need it essentially, as is the macronutrient in the soil, and it's essentially needed for their growth and development. Now third one is the potassium fertilizers. Potassium, it is the third one that it supplies this type of nutrients in the soil. Then is rich source क्या है इसके, potassium chloride. Directly we make the supply of the synthetic supply, potassium chloride. Examples are, these are the examples. One, potassium chloride, KCl कहते हैं इसको. And second is the example of potassium sulfate. This is another. Third is the potassium nitrate. पोटेशियम नाइट्रेट में आपको दो चीजें मिलेंगे, एक तो नाइट्रोजन मिलेगा न्यूट्रन, दूसरा पोटेशियम मिलेगा. That it is most important. They have the presence of two types of nutrients in this. These are the following. These are the fertilizers, and these are the potassium fertilizers. These are the synthetic fertilizers. Later on we study. Now next lecture में हमारा ये मैं इस चैप्टर को प्रोसीड कर लूँगा ना. तो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट दिस. थैंक यू वेरी मच.